It's supposed to be the Brad and Squeeze hour, the Brad and Squeeze show, but it's the Brad and Squeeze 45 minutes. Brad and Squeeze whatever. That's what Squeeze says. The Brad and Squeeze.
Brad and Squeeze whatever.
Brad and Squeeze whatever. That is the new thing. We have 3 people on hold already, so since we're starting a little late today, let's get this thing go rolling, right? Yep. Rolling. You know,
Rolling.
Keep those doggies rolling.
Yep.
You know that one?
Yep.
Rawhide?
Rolling.
All right.
So, ladies and gentlemen, let's rock, let's roll, let's go. 1-800-529-5465. What we're doing here today, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be answering some immigration questions. Phone lines are wide open, so got to say much respect to, of course, Brad Bernstein, who came out of a very important meeting. And we are now ready to take your immigration questions. We're also live on Facebook, David Squeeze Annakie, Law Offices of Spar and Bernstein. On YouTube, it's Law Offices of Spar and Bernstein, Periscope, Spar Bernstein. So make sure you check it out, all right?
YouTube.
We're not?
No.
Okay, all right. So they're sorting that out. Mm-hmm. So once again, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, no, we are live on YouTube. No, we are. That is an old one. Okay, maybe we will be live on YouTube eventually. Why are we not live on YouTube?
This thing gives problems every now and then.
How are we doing now? I don't want to say any more until we're live on YouTube.
Oh, man. Come on, let's go.
No, the YouTube people are missing out.
Yeah, but then the other people are suffering.
I should be live on YouTube now.
You should be.
I should be live on YouTube.
Down on the bottom.
Here. We are, nope, live stream is off. While the live stream is off on YouTube, let's go to Monica.
Yep.
Hi, Brad.
Hey, how are you?
Steve.
How are you,
I'm
Monica?
Okay. I'm good.
You know we love you, right?
Yes, and I love you too, and I always share and I always talk about you.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Okay. I have a problem myself. You see, I just want everybody to know this morning, you will always need Brad help. Because yesterday I went to do some business and I have my green card and I didn't realize that my Williams, they left out an I out of my surname. So I have a problem here now, Brad. What do I need to do?
You need to fix your green card. So if it was their fault, they'll do it for free and fix it.
It's their fault.
Okay, if it was your fault, then you just got to pay them again. So that's really what it comes down to. And you do an I-90 application. Did you have your name spelled properly on the immigration forms?
Sure, because my work permit have the WILLIAMS.
Okay, fine. So,
and the green card
so then
have
you would have to return the green card and tell them that it was printed incorrectly and that to print a new green card for you correctly, and it's done on the I-90, and you shouldn't have to pay the filing fee.
Yes, but to get a new green card, it always takes almost a year. So I was wondering how could I get the I-551 stamped in my passport?
Well, after you file it and get a receipt, you can make an InfoPass appointment and get a stamp in your passport.
Okay, but for now I need to file the I-190, the I-90.
I-90, correct.
Okay, thank you so much.
All right.
Thank you so much for tuning in. And remember,
and you people are doing a great job, a great job.
I'm very happy.
Thank you, Monica.
All
right.
Yes,
all right. It's people like you that make people like us
want to wake up tomorrow to do the show again.
Wonderful. So thank you.
Right. Thank you very much.
All right. Be well.
Bye.
Be well, my dear. All right. So, Squeeze.
Yes.
What was this important meeting you were in that you couldn't come to my meeting, which got us all very, very late?
Talk to you about it off the air.
Talk to me about it off the air.
Just have to finish up something that we started last week.
Something that you started.
You and I started last week.
What did I start last week?
It's off.
Off the air. Off the air stuff. Yeah. It's personal. Yeah. There's
no,
nothing.
No.
I'm going to tell you something. There's very few things that are personal.
It's not personal.
In this show. Right? I mean,
sure.
I would tell you almost like 99% of everything that goes on in our life. Maybe 100%.
It's out there.
Is it 99? Little Nikki, what would you say the percentage that is left? Very little, right? Almost like a half of a percent.
Probably.
Half.
Half, yeah.
Half of 1%.
That's what she said.
Yeah. I don't know what that means. 1-800-529 half. Oh, I see. I did. Donna.
Oh boy.
Donna.
Hello.
Hi, my dear. Everyone's
How
my
you
dear
doing,
today.
Brad?
I don't know why, but I feel like being very loving today. Everybody's my dear, my love.
You
How
are
you?
always loving.
Oh,
You're
thank you.
always
Thank
loving.
you. What's up?
Well, I have an issue here, Brad.
What?
13 years ago, I had an immigration case where I was marked for deportation, and you represented me, and it was resolved.
Good.
Thank God. I
Thank
pray
God.
for you all
Very
every
good.
day.
Very good. Appreciate it.
And well, I'm still a green card holder, okay?
Right.
And with the new rules and regulations, okay, I traveled to Jamaica back and forth umpteen times since then, and I have no problems.
Right.
But since these new rules and regulation was implemented by the president, I'm wondering now if I travel, if I'm going to be harassed about,
No.
that case.
What did you get? Did you get cancellation of removal?
Yes.
Okay. So if you were granted cancellation of removal and you've had a clean record since that day, that by
Yes.
law, that waives everything you did from the time of Adam and Eve up until the day the judge says cancellation of removal, everything you did in your
Yes.
past is forgiven. So unless there's something that happened in the 13 years since, you have no worries traveling.
Never. I
No
never
worries
got in any
traveling.
more trouble.
And it doesn't matter what Mr. Trump says, he can't change the Constitution. Okay? So you were already granted
so you
this.
say
You
it's
can't
okay
change
for
it.
me to travel.
It is okay
without
to
being
travel
harassed.
without being
because
harassed.
I never got into no trouble again, and it's been 13 years.
You know what they say in France,
No.
Donna?
What did they say?
Bon voyage.
Oh, I
Enjoy
thought they
your
said
trip.
drink more wine, less water.
Drink more wine, less water. I think they
Water's
say that
not very
too.
good in France.
I think they say that, but the wine's very good. Wine's
good.
fabulous there.
So
Right.
let me ask you another question, Brad.
Right.
I have like 2 misdemeanor convictions. That was the problem too, and that don't affect anything either, right? Because
No, because you got a waiver for it.
I have a waiver for it.
Since you haven't had any trouble since
No.
you got so anything, your 2 misdemeanors were prior to you being placed in deportation. We won your
Yes.
case. You got cancellation or removal. You can follow my advice and bon voyage. You can follow Squeeze's advice as drink more wine, less water, or you can do both. But you're perfectly fine.
Okay, Brad. Thank you so
Thank
very
you,
much.
Donna. Be well, my dear.
God bless you,
Thank you.
darling.
Thank you.
And
Thank
you're
you.
doing a good job, and keep up the good work.
I'm trying my best. Try my
Okay.
best.
Go help
All
some
right.
more people.
Try my best.
Bye.
All right. That's what I do every day. I wake up. I say, you know what? All I can do is try my best.
That's it.
Right?
What are you gonna do?
Right.
You can try your best.
Try your best.
That's what I do.
Right?
I try my best.
And usually my best is pretty good.
yes.
Usually it's pretty good.
Usually.
Usually. On occasion now.
Yes.
Right? On occasion.
Absolutely.
On occasion, I may flug it up.
You know you're a sensitive dude, though.
I am not a sensitive
You're a
dude.
sensitive dude.
I'm not a sensitive
I
dude.
walked in on your meeting just to get a cable,
Yes.
and I said I have 2 minutes to get my Facebook Live working.
Yeah.
And you said I need 2 minutes from you for you to be a part of this
Well,
meeting.
I just wanted to make sure that you were, before we signed off on everything,
So-
that you were okay with everything that was happening. It was more me saying, I want you included on the decision rather than I don't want you on Facebook.
Can I finish now? So I didn't get to go get my 2 minutes to come back to get your 2 minutes in.
Uh-huh.
I had to stay for your 2 minutes.
Correct. And you stayed
then-
an extra 7.
Yes, exactly.
And stayed an extra 7.
Anyway, so
Yes.
I think you're just as sensitive as some other guy I know. All right?
Somebody told me I was sensitive the other day, besides you.
Does the person still exist in your life?
No.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
Yes.
Let's go to another
Let's
call
just
right
say
here
we,
to Brother Squeeze.
we boxed that person in.
Someone stepped outside of the box.
Yes.
And that was you. I'll leave you in the box.
Yes.
I don't want to be in that box. Anyway.
All right. 1-800-529-5465. 1-800-529.
Sorry, folks. Inside joke.
Inside joke. That's
right.
the 1% that's not,
Yeah.
right.
Let's go to another call. 1-800-LawLink. All right?
Warren.
Hello?
Warren, how are you?
What's up, Warren?
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I'm Warren. I'm Warren Angon. Being a citizen of the United States, how long can you stay in Jamaica before you come back?
Forever.
Oh, I use my Jamaican passport to go down.
Right.
And I use my American passport to come back up.
Sounds like a smart thing.
So they're going to tell you a time period where you got to stay before you come back?
Nope. You can stay in Jamaica for 25 years. Never
Okay.
show up in the United States. And as long as you have a valid passport, you can get on the plane and go, and they'll always give you a valid passport. Once a citizen, always a citizen.
Okay, all right.
All right?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. You're welcome.
All right. Once again, folks, make sure you tune in 1-800-529-5465. That's 1-800-529-5465. All right, let's go. Take
Go
another
where?
call.
Go where?
Oh.
Go where? Where do you want me to go?
I think we should go to SMG for a change.
SMG's
All right.
got nothing to.
No, he's got questions.
He's got nothing.
Marcia here says she just heard the news that the DACA person who was deported is suing the U.S. government, and the judge who is disrespected by the president will be presiding over the case.
Mm-hmm.
What are your thoughts, Gas?
I think that he's going to be allowed back in the United States very shortly.
What about you, Squeeze?
No.
He was deported illegally. Just like I've had people who were deported who are U.S. citizens.
And they always come back.
They come back, and now we're suing them. So not only will the DACA guy be allowed back in, but I'm sure he will have a lawsuit as well for false imprisonment and, whatever his loss is of being deported outside of the United States.
He'll reap the benefits. How long does it take for you to get back your 10-year green card?
Get it back if you file an I-90. It shouldn't take more than 8 to 12 weeks. I don't know why people are saying it's taking a year.
There you go, Alicia. Shakina, I'm filling out my N400 form. What will the cost be?
$725.
25.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
How do you know that?
Because I
Listen,
work in a law office.
You do?
Yes, I do.
What law office do you work in?
Spar and Bernstein.
You like that law office?
Love it.
Love it. Do you love your work?
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
I knew that too.
Yeah.
And I work as a janitor in the law office.
You really? You clean up everybody's mess.
Exactly.
Right. Figuratively clean it up.
Yes.
What was your prior job, little Nikki?
I was a head cashier at a supermarket.
Okay. At the supermarket, did they put you on the radio?
No.
No. Did you learn anything other than to press a button on a register?
I learned how to count large amounts of money.
Large amounts of money.
Yes.
All right. Was that fun?
It was.
It was fun, except it wasn't your money.
Yeah.
Right. That was the unfun part. Right. It's always fun to count large sums of money until then. It's very sad when you find out it's
Had
not.
to give it to the boss.
It's not your money.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
All right. 1-800-529-5465. We may have run out of immigration questions for the rest of life.
I don't think so.
I think so.
Should we still bring on...
Yeah. Bring on the criminal team.
All right, let me go grab them.
Go grab them. All right. 1-800-529-5465. What?
Check Facebook.
Check Facebook.
SMG, what turns this up?
What turns that up?
Yeah.
That black box, right?
Which one?
It should be the number 5, number 4.
Carly Freeman on Facebook.
4 is all the way up.
Carly Freeman asks on Facebook, if someone has a lot of hospital bills, will it interfere with them getting their green card? No, it will not. Charles Casado says he can see and hear us. I'm happy for that. Thank you.
I have one from Periscope.
Uh-huh.
Can my son petition for me if I entered on another person's documents?
Say again?
Can my son petition for me if I entered on someone else's documents?
Well, you have a fraud problem, so he should
Right.
come see me
You
first.
should call
By the way,
1-800
Lisa
529-5465.
1-800-529-5465. That's correct. By the way, Lisa Bling Rose says she's watching from the laundromat, Squeeze. And
really?
she has a problem, though. She can't translate the show into Spanish, but she's trying to best to tell all the Spanish-speaking people what we're saying. Right, and I'm sure
wish
all
I
the
could help.
Spanish people are probably saying to Lisa Bling, sounds el stupido to me.
No,
Right?
They're not. No, they're not.
They're not saying el stupido?
No, there's no such thing.
No such thing as el stupido.
No.
We should get someone to speak Spanish. Can an employer file for an employee who's out of status? Yes. Leela Bleach wants to know that. Stefania says good morning. Good morning, Stefania. And Punky Lou wants to know if we specialize in immigration, do we also handle family court? Punky Lou, who is the cousin of Punky Brewster. Remember Punky Brewster? Mm-hmm. Right, Punky Lou. Yes, we do family court as well. That's everything from Facebook. 1-800-529-5465.
I have one on my mind.
What's on
Can I
your
do
mind?
that now?
Yeah, okay.
If a person has DACA and their parents have green cards, is there another way? I know if the
By the way, I'm reading stuff from 3 hours ago
oops.
because somebody didn't unpin this. Now we're live. Okay, so I have a whole bunch of other questions here.
Wait, what's going on?
Oh, nothing.
Can a green card holder, I'm a survivor, wants to know, can a green card holder file for a spouse who has a work visa? Yes. And Shakina wants to know the cost of the N400 form. We already said that. Kimberly Campbell, by the way, little Nikki, says, you are great.
Thank you, Kimberly.
Okay, Nikki Prasad
are
would like to
great.
know which year immigration is working on. They are working on the year of the dragon. It is the year of the dragon for immigration this year. Last year was the year of the crocodile. Squeeze? I don't know what that means, what year they're working on. What kind of question is that? What year are you working on?
I'm not working on any year.
What
of
year are
any-
you working
of
on?
Any animals.
Squeeze is working on year
Hey,
2.
listen, I'm working
What
on
year are
now.
you working on?
The power is now.
He's in
Yeah.
the present.
Squeeze had a problem in 2007.
Right.
So he's working on that problem right now. He's working on his 2007
I have
problems.
no problems.
He's trying to catch up to 2017. Do you have any problems, by the
No.
way? None.
No.
Ooh,
None.
Kimberly Campbell is giving high praise to Nikki. Little
That's
Nikki on
right.
here.
I said she is great.
Thank
She
you,
just
thank you.
commented again.
What
You
did
have an
she say?
admirer,
Say.
She
Nikki.
says her friend is a client, and no matter how hard she calls, she has a hard time getting a reply. But when little Nikki answers the phone and transfers the call, right through.
Because
Thank
you wanna know
you,
why?
thank you.
Director of First
Because
Impressions.
little Nikki has the power.
I got the
Right?
power.
You want to know why?
Director of First Impressions.
Right?
Feels good.
Little Nikki knows where Brad is
At all times.
at all times. So when
true.
little
Oh,
Nikki,
really?
little Nikki has like a little transponder on me,
tracker.
like a little GPS tracker. So, little Nikki
You weren't
gets things
supposed
done.
to tell them
I
that.
know.
She's dialed in.
Oh, hello, Paul.
I know. I was waiting for an invitation.
I was getting
But
to
I
you.
can't sit and not say anything.
I
Listen,
know.
you will never get
I'm a
acknowledged
criminal defense
unless,
attorney.
unless you jump it. You've
I
got
got
to jump
it.
it.
That's why I
Yes.
did. So
All right, so
I'm
we got
here.
Paul
Hi.
Hirsch here, criminal defense attorney as well. You're listening to the Brad and Squeeze show. We are answering immigration questions for the next.
Got off anyone today?
No, not
gotta stop
completely.
saying
Stop
that.
saying that.
What?
It sounds really
No.
dirty.
Every
See,
time he goes,
he's
yeah, Paul
enjoying
Hirsch
it.
got
He
someone else
enjoys.
today.
Your mind.
Squeeze enjoys.
No,
Your
you
minds
do
are
this.
in the gutter. All I said, and that. Listen,
You know
how many-
exactly what you're doing.
No, I don't know what I'm doing in respect to what you're thinking.
You're not the most
Double
innocent,
entendre.
Listen, this man
you.
I know has gotten off a lot of people.
All right,
Well,
stop
thank
it. All right, the man's
There's other ways
married.
you can say it. Why don't you just phrase
All
it
right.
differently?
Has anyone ever said that?
Thank you very much.
Hey, he's a man of many talents.
Yes.
By the way, folks, we're speaking about a criminal defense attorney, which is a good criminal defense attorney right here at Spar and Bernstein. All right? That's all I'm saying. All right?
Just sounds
Paul
really.
Hirsch
It just
God.
sounds.
Is good.
Just sounds really inappropriate.
No, it depends on where your mind is.
Well, apparently my mind is inappropriate.
Very.
And obviously little Nikki's mind is inappropriate.
Because
It sounds like a
Apparently.
personal problem.
yes.
because in the streets, I'm quite sure Paul Hirsch hears this every day. People come to him and said,
In the street, Paul Hirsch is getting people off. Was he a hooker now?
Yeah, I'm a married man.
He's a
I am a
hooker.
married
He's a
man.
streetwalker.
Can you
He
take him to
gets
dinner
people off.
first?
We have a.
What are you doing?
All right, let's go to Mike.
All right, you know
Alright,
what? Let me
let's
go
go
to
to
Michael.
Mike.
Let's
Forget
go to
everything I
Michael.
said.
Michael, just squeeze.
Sorry,
Stop
Paul.
saying that, please.
It's okay.
Almost
All
says
right,
to relax,
squeeze.
squeeze.
All right, and Oma says squeeze, relax. It's all you. All right, Michael.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Good
Michael.
morning, sir.
What's happening?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Nothing. Yeah, I was listening to your show, man. I want to ask some questions pertaining to immigration, sir.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I came here legally in 2014, and I had a TPS status, and now the TPS status is going to be expired about next month. So
Where you
I
from?
want to know.
Where you from?
I'm from West Africa.
Well, I think
Sierra Leone?
TPS is still going on for West Africa, right? I don't recall them taking it away. So you can renew your TPS, that's for certain.
Because I look at USCIS, it said they're not going to renew it.
Oh, they're not renewing.
I wanna-
Wow. 1 second. Where do you see that? Let's see that. They're not renewing TPS for West Africa?
Yeah, Sierra Leone, Liberia, and Guinea.
Really? Huh. All right. Well, I didn't see that, but it's very possible. I like to learn things as well. If they're not renewing it, you're going to fall out of status. So what I would suggest you do immediately is make an appointment to come see me, and let's figure out what we can do for you. And there's going to be, by the way, it's not going to be you. It's going to be, probably over 100,000 people falling out of status. So come in quickly, okay? Hold on 1 second. I did not read that, but that doesn't mean I read everything.
No.
Sometimes I miss it.
That was for Nikki, by the way.
What was for little Nikki?
No.
New. By the way, Johan is listening to us from Belgium on Periscope.
See that?
Right. Yes. And
You already answered all the questions on YouTube, right?
I didn't. I don't even know. I'm like mumbling right now.
All right, can we talk criminal defense for a minute?
Catherine Wright has a question on YouTube. Hello, I have a DACA, married to a U.S. citizen. I just recently filed for my adjustment of status. My mother overstayed her
Dude,
tourist
you got to
visa.
close the mic.
Yeah, hold on.
My mother overstayed on her tourist visa. Can my application affect her? No, your application will not affect her. Don't worry. Mom is perfectly fine. And Romando Palmer on YouTube wants to know if a person has multiple jobs and preparing an affidavit of support, do they have to submit pay clip from all their jobs, even though one job is enough to finance the family? Yes, because they're going to have to submit your tax return too, and they want to see where you're getting all this money from. Because the tax return is not going to match the job letter, and then they're going to say something's amiss. And America says, yes, you guys need Spanish.
We speak Spanish. Plenty of
Hola.
Spanish.
Hola.
Plenty of Spanish?
Hola.
Plenty of Spanish.
Hola. We need to get Giselle said she would come and do Spanish here.
Nobody listens to Squeeze. I've been saying that for how long?
Serpent Code.
There are no Latinos in this country that needs immigration.
There
help.
are none.
Absolutely
Serpent
none.
Code 666.
Ooh.
Serpent Code versus Serpentine. Remember that movie? Serpentine. Serpentine.
Yep.
What movie
Animal
was that?
House.
Not the Animal House. The In-Laws. From the
No,
1970s.
Animal House. He runs on a.
No, Serpentine.
Oh, Serpentine, you're right.
Serpentine.
Yes, you're right.
All right, I
At the
applied.
airport-
I
at the
applied
airport.
for a U visa. Serpent Code 666 says I applied for a U visa 2 years ago, but I have a criminal record. So what my question is, with this new administration, where do I stand, and what am I? It depends what the criminal record is. Depends what it is.
It does.
And lastly, and we're going to get to criminal defense right now. Last one here on YouTube, Michaela.
I'm not reading it, but I would assume it's Michaela.
Michaela.
Let's see. Where is
Michaela.
it? On YouTube?
Michaela.
Where are you seeing that? Oh,
Glad you're following along, SMG. That's
you're
why I'm
going up.
reading.
You're going-
That's
you're-
why I'm
he's-
reading YouTube.
he's not reading the most
I don't
recent
even know what.
comments.
I have
He's
no
going like
idea
up,
what.
that's up.
By the way,
he's a
I don't know
couple
if
days
anybody
ago.
realized, but I'm doing his job because I don't know what he's doing. Okay,
I don't
so
know either. What's going
I
on
don't
here?
know. Michaela Bennett says I'm an F1 student who is now out of status, and my OPT was denied because I submitted the forms too late. I now need help with the job sponsor. Will I need a waiver? No, because I presume you have duration of status on your F1 visa. So unless you get a letter from the government saying leave the country, you would not need a waiver. Okay. Squeeze.
Can we do criminal defense now?
Yes, this is the Brad and Squeeze show. You can join whenever you want.
Oh, thank you. I was just waiting.
Right.
you know?
And now it's the Brad, Squeeze, Dave, and Paul show.
Yes.
Yes.
It's the four of us show.
it's a
It
full
is.
studio today.
It is a full
3
studio.
Davids, 1 Paul, 1 Brad.
Yes.
All right.
It's a decent basketball team, right?
All right. So we're
It's
not going to.
not a decent basketball team because
We have me-
there's two people who are hobbled. One, the other person who's not hobbled is height problem, and so basically it's a team of 5 against 1. Or
Who
no,
are the teams that are
SMG's a
hobbled?
good
I
basketball
don't
player.
agree.
5 against 2.
I have
5
a-
against 2. SMG's a good basketball player.
Who's hobbled?
I'm old school.
David Moreno played
So
basketball
play
in
defense.
college. He's a very tall guy.
Yes.
He says he can dunk, although I've not seen it personally, but he
I
claims
know
he
his
can.
15-year-old brother
It's
can.
not true. You
Right?
have seen it.
I have not seen him dunk.
Yes, you have.
I saw a video of him go on a trampoline
not true.
and
You
do
have.
a dunk. Where he ran down.
No.
Did you ever see that video? He runs down the court, jumps on a trampoline right at the foul line, and goes
And flies
flying
through the air,
and
a la
flies through the
Jordan?
air. A la Jordan.
The
Jordan
case-
Jordan did it without the trampoline.
The case where that guy got hit,
Yeah.
that was a slam dunk case.
Like, I see what you did there,
Not a
Squeeze.
slam
Good,
dunk.
good job, Squeeze.
That was good.
Good
That
job.
was good.
So,
Way to
soundboard
wait
in there?
for it.
We need the sound effects.
All right, so Paul Hirsch, David Moreno, what's happening here in the Spar and Bernstein Criminal Defense Department?
We've been busy.
Good.
We've been
I'm glad you are.
protecting the rights of our clients.
Right.
We talked about a couple of gun hearings we've had recently, and we actually have a rather difficult self-defense case up in the Bronx that we're currently working on getting close to trial, and we just tracked down a very favorable witness who was out of the country, and we are working on getting her back in here.
Yeah. The good thing about the criminal defense department here at Spar and Bernstein is that you get 2 attorneys for the price of 1.
That's right.
Really?
We've been working together on
Yep.
this case because there's some heavy lifting to be done.
Yep.
And, between the resources of
Feel
the
like
2
it's
of us
Cyber
and the
Monday.
network,
You get two
Two
for
for the
one.
price of one.
do.
Yeah.
You do. You get two.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right,
depends on when you come in.
Right, and both were former district attorneys, Paul and David. Right. So what is like? How do you break up the work?
It's
It depends.
fluid.
So
It's all
yeah,
fluid.
sometimes
Fluid.
we're together. Sometimes it's one of us
Uh-huh.
at a time. Sometimes it's a little good cop, bad cop, when we have to shake someone and find
gotta
out
shake
whether
somebody up.
when we want to get to the truth out of someone.
Yeah,
So,
and-
I'll talk to them. Dave will talk
Who's
to
the
them.
good cop and who's the bad cop?
Who do you
Usually
think
I'm
is
the
a good
bad
guy?
I think Paul's the bad guy and David's the good guy. But really, the
Paul
funny,
Hirsch,
But
Paul
really,
Hirsch.
but really, you know what the funny? But really, that's the roles they play.
Sure.
But really, it's the opposite.
I know.
You know,
Dave's much tougher
Dave
than
is
I am.
much tougher than Paul, and
No
Paul's
doubt.
a sweetheart.
Who's Batman? Always Robin.
Exactly.
No.
No.
We're not doing that.
No. You know what? You have to stop with the whole sexual innuendo thing.
No!
What? Wait a minute. Wait.
Professional organization.
You have to stop with that
what's
whole
up with
thing.
Batman?
We're
No,
getting
no.
deep. We're talking.
No!
Who's
Where did that
Batman?
come
Who's
from?
Robin?
There's
No,
actually.
I mean, you got Batman, you got Robin.
Stop it.
You got the Lone Ranger and
Now you gotta stop it.
what's the guy?
Tonto.
Tonto.
Yeah.
Stop it.
You guys are ridiculous.
That was
You
a
guys are
terrible movie.
ridiculous. All right. The Lone Ranger and Tonto are sleeping out in
That's
the
a
woods every
terrible
night.
movie.
Okay, you
Johnny
don't want to
Depp.
be the Lone Ranger and Tonto. All right.
But anyway, but seriously,
Let's talk about our rights a little bit.
Yeah, I was extremely.
Let's talk about our rights.
Yeah.
Because they're diminishing.
Yeah, I was extremely blown away with what both of you actually discussed over the past 2 weeks in respective cases. One being the gun charge,
Yeah.
where you got the individual dismissed for lack of saying the other line that you all don't like me saying, and also, of course, where that's Paul Hirsch, and then one with David Moreno, where one of his client, I guess, ran over someone. And of course, he broke that case down. The client
Allegedly
actually came
ran over someone.
Yeah, allegedly.
Well,
and the client
There was,
actually,
there was video.
yeah, the client actually came on air and spoke in detail about his story and what happened, and I was very, very blown away by that. And it makes me feel proud to actually be here as a part of whatever is happening here, okay, that we have two good attorneys who can defend people who are tuning in to us on 93.5 and beyond. How's that for serious?
Very good. Very good. Do you want to share any quick thoughts or stories before we get back to immigration? You can hang out with us.
Yeah, we are going to hang out because we
Okay.
can always add something, a criminal
right.
twist to the immigration.
Anything you want to say, David?
Not really. I mean,
Nope.
that case that Brad's cut me off. So go ahead, Brad.
Okay.
No.
What do you got? Immigration.
Nothing, I don't know.
Oh, you got
Immigration.
used to
We're
it.
on
Nope.
to immigration.
Nope. All right, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Moving
go
along.
ahead.
We got in late.
Go ahead.
All right, so let's just give
go
out a
back to
number,
yeah.
which is
Yeah.
very important, and then
Yeah.
you guys can go back to your immigration questions. All right. All right, the number right now, folks, and you really should actually call this number and save it because you never know when you're going to have a run-in with the law. So it's always good to have a good criminal defense attorney or two number in your phone. So call this number now, let it ring for about 10 seconds, and save the number. The number is 1-800-529-5465. That's 1-800-LawLink, 1-800-529-5465, 1-800-529-5465. Dial the number, let it ring for 10, 15 seconds, and say, hey, I'm just saving the number of David Moreno, Paul Hirsch, Brad Bernstein. It's the law offices of Spar and Bernstein, 1-800-529-5465.
All right, let's go to Colin. Colin,
Colin.
Yes.
How are you?
Hey, Barn. I'm good. Glad to hear you.
good, thank
I
you.
don't have all the problems that your people are having, but anyway.
Which
I like
people
to
are you
get-
talking
Which
about?
people?
Which people? Let's be
The
specific.
ones in the studio?
The ones in the studios?
Which one?
No.
The
no,
ones in the
clients
studios
that
just
you
have
have.
psychiatric problems,
Yes.
okay?
99 of them.
Right.
Thanks to you all.
Yeah.
You all are doing a great job.
All right, so what's up?
I like to get my wife here from Barbados. Is that possible? I'm a U.S. citizen.
I believe it is possible. I know it's 100% possible. We can get her here probably in under a year.
Under a year, that's a little long, but anyway.
That's what it is, unfortunately. So let's get going.
All right, when I can come in and see you.
All right, hold on 1 second. Hold on. All right. That's how we do it here, Paul and
That's
David.
it, right there.
We answer questions.
Right there.
We solve problems.
And giving a reasonable amount of time for it to happen, even though he wants it quicker.
wants it quicker, but that's the
we'll-
reality.
We'll work hard, but
Samina,
Yes, hi.
how are you?
I'm good. How are you today?
Good. What's up?
Okay, so my best friend, she's from mainland China, and right now she's on OPT. In 2015, I believe, a school was going to give her a job, so they did the H-1B for her. She went through the whole lottery process, and she was approved through the lottery, but when she found out, she was in China for vacation, and she actually didn't take the job. So now she wants another H-1B job, and she wants to know, would she be able to cash in on that lottery that she won, or no? Does she have to go through the whole H-1B cap subject process?
I think she was included in the cap because she already was granted it, so she's out of the cap. She can do it again now.
She can do it again now?
Yes, I believe so.
So she's cap exempt?
Yes.
Oh, that's so awesome.
Yeah.
What does she have to do? Just include the previous?
Yeah, because that was good for 3 years. It's still through 2018. She never used the visa, but she was already included in the cap. So hold on one
The
second.
visa is in job specific.
Right. No, it is job specific. But in other words, they give 65,000 visas out a year.
Okay, I see.
You're allowed, for that 65,000, you're allowed to stay here in H-1B status for 6 years. You're allowed to change jobs and be cap exempt. She was already in that cap. She never used the visa.
Right.
My belief, she's cap exempt. Hold on one second.
Once again, the number is 1-800-529-5465.
And by the way, the reason you want to be cap exempt is because there is no more H-1B visas now.
Right, that's
Right,
it's
right.
been
I give
in
up
the
on
news.
it. I completely give up on
I
it.
just wanted to make.
Give that number. Give that number. What are you waiting for?
Can I give the number now?
Do it. We got to get to the speed round.
What's going on with you two today?
1-800-529-5465. That's 1-800-LAWLINK. A very important number for the law offices of Spar and Bernstein. All right? It's not 15 minutes before the hour. Let's do a few more questions from the radio before we get to the speed round.
Well, we're going to get to the speed round in 2 minutes, so I just wanted to know what was on Nikki's mind.
Oh,
And by
that's
the-
right.
and by the
Nikki's
way-
mine. She's not
By
hooked
the way,
up.
just go sit on David's lap, or go near David. Go near David.
What?
It's okay.
And you
Just for the radio. Just for the
radio.
radio.
Just for the
Just for
radio.
the radio.
This is a bizarre show.
It's
You
bizarre.
guys are all
yes.
just way too inappropriate.
Yes. All right. 1-800-529-5465.
If a person ends up getting
This is hopefully a criminal question.
yes, if a person that's out of status, it's both. A person that's out of status is wrongfully convicted of, let's say, murder.
What do you mean wrongfully convicted? You're
Yeah,
this is
like
a
he-
One of
crazy-
these DNA cases that come up 10 years after the fact?
No.
It's little
What do you
Nicky
mean
gave me a look
wrongfully
at, gave me a
convicted?
look at,
If you're
gave me a look
convicted,
at,
you're
huh?
convicted.
What are you talking
Like
about?
the person they're saying did the murder did not commit the murder.
But he was
he's
convicted.
innocent. He was convicted. Wrongfully convicted.
But he's still convicted.
Yes.
Okay, now what?
Then they're sending him to deportation. Does that, if even though he's wrongfully convicted, does that?
Unless a judge says you're wrongfully convicted, you're convicted.
Right. If that's the reason for his
may-
deportation,
he
if
may-
we can
he
prove
may-
he's
he may-
wrongfully convicted,
Yeah,
we
then,
may be able to
then the
beat
case
the
gets
immigration.
reopened, and then
Sure.
he's not,
Sure, he's not
deportable.
deported. Right.
Right. But if you can stand up in court all day long and say I didn't do it, and they're going to say too bad, a jury said you did it.
Rikers Island is filled with
people who-
10,000 people
Who said
did
they
not
didn't do
the
it?
crime.
And by the way,
They're accused of.
and by the way, a lot of them are probably correct. Many of them, not all of them,
No.
but many, I bet, there are a lot of people.
Many
a
of
lot
them
people-
would have benefited from better counsel.
Better counsel, and there are a lot of people who have been wrongfully convicted. What do you think, David?
I couldn't agree with that more. That's
Right?
why
and
it's
you were,
never.
and you were a district attorney.
Absolutely.
Did you ever see, just out of curiosity, as a district attorney, where somebody got convicted and you were the district attorney and you said that's just wrong? I don't think.
Good thing about me when I was district attorney, I had some discretion.
Right.
And I tried to really honor the oath that you're supposed to take when you are a district attorney. You are part of law enforcement, and you're supposed to be seeking justice. And that doesn't per se mean to lock up someone when they're arrested. You also have to hold people responsible and accountable, and that also includes the boys in blue, the NYPD.
Right.
So I tried my very best when I was a prosecutor to make sure that when I prosecuted someone zealously, it wasn't wrong or an error.
Did you ever see a situation where somebody came to you and they were already convicted, maybe in a time before you were even the district attorney, and now there's evidence that exculpates them?
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever seen that?
Yeah, of course. We actually had a wrongful conviction unit, conviction integrity unit in the Manhattan DA's
You do
office.
have
And in Brooklyn as
Yeah.
well.
And there's one in Brooklyn too.
Yes, it's
Yeah.
one of the forefront.
I bet you, if people are listening right now, there are people out there who feel that they have been wrongfully convicted. But whether it's in the Brooklyn DA's office or the Manhattan DA's office, I bet you, and by the way, Paul's a former DA in Brooklyn, David's a former DA in Manhattan, I bet you, there's a lot of people who feel they've been wrongfully convicted and just got to bad deal, but they're, you can't say 100% they're not guilty. These would be, when you say wrongfully convicted, what would be, in terms of the evidence, that you would have to look at to determine that they were not guilty? This is a wrongful conviction.
It's not really a black and white answer to that question. It's more of a case-by-case scenario.
'Cause it could be a judge's ruling during a trial. It could be a piece of evidence that was wrongly admitted. It could be, any number of factors.
An illegal search.
Right, a bad defense attorney.
You could
who
have
sold
been
you
guilty
out,
of the crime and still been wrongfully convicted.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
So it could have been a procedural, a constitutional violation, a procedural violation.
Just wasn't you flat out? You weren't there?
Right. Those are rarer, but we see stories of that all the time now.
I bet
DNA exonerating people who are in jail for decades.
And that's different than vacating the conviction.
Correct.
Way different.
Totally different
Right?
scenario.
That would be a different scenario. Vacating the
different
conviction, because you guys do that
Well,
too.
it's still, the vacating a conviction is still based on a legal
mechanism.
You were not represented by counsel appropriately back when you took your plea, and there are legal requirements of it. It is not simply we don't vacate pleas simply because it's been 20 years and you should
it's hard
vacate
for
your
you.
plea.
Right. So you vacate pleas, but a conviction would be done by a jury.
Correct. Would be appealed with,
Right.
any number of motions.
So
but
that's
not at
when
full
someone
force.
says I was wrongfully convicted, that means a jury came back and said you're guilty, and they should not have. Either because of the facts just didn't support it, or the facts were bogus,
Right.
or there was some sort of constitutional
I think you're hitting
violation.
the nail on the head as to the major distinction.
Right.
Wrongfully convicted means you've been convicted by a jury of your peers after trial.
Right.
And vacating a plea means that you've went and entered a plea and you did it based on some sort of a misrepresentation by your attorney.
They actually
Or
both
by the court sometimes.
Or
by
they
both.
actually both fall under the same criminal procedure law, 440.
440. So either way, it's a 440 motion.
Either way, it's a 440 motion. One is based on a conviction, one after trial, and one is based on a plea.
Right. But
Different standards,
right.
different.
Now, on vacating convictions, sometimes judges may be a little more, and DA's offices may be a little more cognizant of the fact that you pled guilty to something a long time ago, you're now getting deported, and maybe the facts don't support that this person should have to leave the United States of
Right.
America.
The prejudice resulting from a 20-year-old conviction based on not getting the effective assistance of counsel, yes, the prejudice certainly of being deported is a factor to
Right.
in our favor.
Versus a conviction by a jury, you're not going to be able to show prejudice. Oh, he's been here for 30 years. He's got 7 kids. His mom's dying of cancer. God
That stuff
forbid.
becomes less
Yeah,
relevant.
That's
That's
not
all,
relevant.
it's really not.
The only relevance is, you know what? There was DNA evidence that says you didn't do this rape, for example,
Correct.
and it was never presented. Or, you know what? They said that your fingerprints were on the gun, and that was after you got brought to the police station, and the police officer came into the examining room and said, "Is this your gun?" And you picked it up, and you said no, and then they checked the fingerprints, and oh yeah, your fingerprints are on the gun.
And any number, a
I mean,
coerced
any
statement.
number of stupid stuff like that, and actually,
Sure, coerced statement,
Right.
a witness who comes
Does that
forward.
really happen?
No, I just made that up, but
No.
it probably did.
Like, what?
People have been released because the police have planted DNA evidence on a piece of evidence.
Right.
For sure.
So for everybody out there
How
who
can
has
you
been
live with yourself when you do things like that?
what?
How can you live with yourself when you do things like that?
Yeah.
People have no conscience.
I mean, seriously, you screw someone's life up by doing stuff like that.
You know what? I had a client come in my office the other day, and he said something to me that bothered me so much to the core. It's an open case, so I won't go into the facts, client's name, where it happened. But I'm going to tell you what this client said, and we are going to bat for this client like no other. He's a young kid that was arrested, and he overheard the police who thought he was sleeping in the station house when they asked, "Who's this kid over there?" He said, "Oh, that's my overtime right there. I'm just getting some overtime right now." How does that not bother everyone that's listening to this right now? You know what that means, right? He arrested this kid so that
So
he
he
can
can grab some hours.
some
Grab
hours on
hours.
paperwork.
Right.
That kid, that's my overtime right there.
You arrest someone about an hour before your shift ends, and you're guaranteed about 7-8 hours of overtime.
How ridiculous is that?
Especially when you're on your year of retirement.
Or the last
Right?
3 years
Right,
of
the
your
last 3
retirement.
years of your retirement,
Yep.
because then that goes towards what your pension is.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah, and this young kid is just sitting there. He was just so disappointed. How could they say that?
Did
Why would they
anybody
do that
else-
to me?
Did anybody else over here?
Well,
That we're
the
still looking
investigation
into.
continues.
Yeah,
Right.
Saga continues.
All right,
but
well-
that just happened.
Well, wow.
We'll have some
That's-
updates on that in the future.
That's
Keep you guys
That's what does Squeeze say? You know, that's arrested.
Squeeze
while
looks disgusted right now.
driving black.
I am disgusted because you want to know what? Brad and I, we go at it from time to time. And, of course, Brad grew up in a different neighborhood than I grew up in.
Right.
And he...
That wouldn't happen in my
It,
neighborhood.
it would never happen in his
Would never
neighborhood.
happen in my neighborhood.
And he will never be able to fathom or understand
I hear it.
what really is happening in the neighborhood.
No.
He
Let
does
me-
that by way of the fact that he's an attorney and he has heard it. But when you are in the situation multiple times,
Living it is understanding it.
exact.
Okay? Living
Perfect.
it is
Perfect.
understanding it.
Thank you.
I recognize it happens, but I never lived it. So if you don't live it, you don't understand it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well said.
Well said. Well put. I don't even have anything else to say after that. You know, seriously.
Ready for the
I
speech?
recognize it.
Yes, I know you do.
Right.
You know,
It's a terrible thing.
it's terrible.
Right.
It's terrible.
But I never lived it.
Well, Darshani has a question on Facebook.
Yes.
Someone got married to a U.S. citizen. They got interviewed in their home country. They are in the U.S. They applied to remove the conditions, the I-751. They got a letter saying that they will have an interview. How long would they have to wait for the interview? And if they don't get an interview, what should they do?
It's over a year for the interview. If you don't get the interview in about 15, 16 months, give us a call.
All right, 1-800-529-5465 is the number to call, Darshani. Next question is, can a green card holder marry someone who came up on a visiting visa? And if yes, how long would it take for them to get their work permit or papers?
It'll take 2 years, and they would have to go home because they would end up overstaying, and it would take about 2 years to come and get their green card.
All right, we just have someone here saying that Paul did a wonderful job on their case, so they're just
wow.
giving you high praise.
Nice.
Props
There we
for
go.
Paul.
Goes to
Congrats,
show
Paul.
what I
There we
was
go.
saying
Props for
earlier.
Paul.
Goes to show.
Props for
You know.
Paul.
See that?
And we had somebody call in yesterday about David,
Look at that.
right? Who was well-spoken,
Working hard.
well-spoken kid.
David Moreno, folks.
Yeah, well-spoken kid.
Quite a
he
few
was
of them
fine.
here.
All right, I have
Right.
one more for you.
Yeah.
I'm a legal permanent resident and petitioned my adult single son in the Philippines and was approved in 2011. How many more years does it take to get his visa to come here? Thank you very much.
It's adult U.S. citizen, unmarried son.
Yes.
All right, they're up to February 1st, 2006, so it's about 4 to 5 more years.
Yeah.
For the Philippines, Philippines is different than the rest of the world.
Takes longer, right?
Takes longer
Why is that?
because there's only a certain percentage of green cards that can be given out per country.
I see.
It also goes by per country and also per category. So there's 4 countries that have the largest amount of immigration to the United States, and they are capped because they're
They
above.
just keep coming.
They're above. They are above. Do you know which 4 they are, Paul?
I don't. I would
India,
guess. I would
China.
guess.
You're looking at it.
I'm not.
Oh,
I
okay.
just know this because
Oh.
I know people that are in that situation
Okay,
personally.
So
There we
India
go.
and China, yes. Philippines.
Philippines. I'm going to go with Philippines.
And there's
One
one
more.
more.
Mexico.
Got it.
Yeah.
Nice.
Right. India.
What do we get for winning?
Yeah.
You get
I want an ice cream cone. Can I-
Dinner at Nobu tonight.
Ooh. Tonight on Squeeze.
I was going with an ice cream cone.
I tell you what, I can pass off as a Bernstein.
Yes, you like
Let
that.
me have your
right?
American Express.
That's right. Yeah.
Gotta get the card.
Right. Squeeze is like they're like you're not Bernstein. We know what he looks like.
Come
He
on.
comes here enough.
I'm a black Jewish guy
I'm
with the name Bernstein.
I'm Bernstein.
Like a
Come
Marty
on.
Stoudemire, right?
Yeah.
Come on, give me the sushi. I'm Bernstein. All right. 1-800-529-5460. You know what? We have this other person, Shayna. She's been waiting 14 minutes. Let's take her. We got about a minute to go. Shayna.
Hello, good afternoon.
Hi. We got about a minute. You got to make it quick.
I'm a green card holder, and I've been filing for my son since 2015 of December.
Uh-huh.
And they sent me a letter saying that I need more evidence.
What evidence?
I did a DNA.
They didn't believe he was your son.
Yes.
Wow. Okay. The mother, they didn't believe the mother was the.
Wow.
Okay. Is this over 21 or under 21?
Under.
All right. So did you do it?
Yes, I sent it in since February. How long before I will get a reply, a response?
Shouldn't take more than 120 days.
What did she send in to prove it? Her paternity test?
I guess she did a DNA test, but
DNA
the
test.
son has to do a DNA test too, and then
Right.
they got to
They
send
gotta
it
match
to a
it.
lab in Washington D.C., and then the lab does the mixing of the blood or whatever they do, and then they send it up to immigration, say yes or no.
Got it.
So it takes 3 or 4 months.
Oh, okay, thank you.
All right.
Thanks a lot for
By the way,
tuning in.
we gotta run this disclaimer. Thank you, Paul and David.
Thank you, Brett.
Thank you, Squeeze. Thank you, SMG, Little Nicky.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Happy 420.
That's what
proceeding
I'm
was
talking
informational
about. Only and not specific legal advice. Consult an attorney about your individual situation. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome in the future. To make an appointment with the Spar and Bernstein Law Firm located at 225 Broadway in New York City, call 1-800-529-5465. That's 1-800-529-5465. Easily remembered, 1-800-LAWLINK. That's 1-800-LawLink. Once again, make a call to 1-800-529-5465. And of course, link up with the law offices of Spar and Bernstein located at 225 Broadway on the 5th floor. If I were you out there, make the call, make the link, make the connection, make it Spar and Bernstein. 1-800-LawLink. That's 1-800-529-5465. Thank you all. We're good. Catch up with you again.